Have you ever felt like you're kind of stuck? You know, like you're fighting against yourself and just can't seem to get ahead? Well, what if I told you the answer isn't about willpower or motivation, but about the actual physical health of your brain? That's the incredible work of Dr. Daniel G. Amen, and we're going to dive into how you can literally change your brain to change your life.
Think about it. We've all had those days, right? Where you can't focus, you feel irritable, you're just off. And it's so easy to blame ourselves, to think, I'm just lazy today. But Dr. Amen's whole point is that these aren't character flaws. They're signals. They're messages from your brain telling you it needs a little help. Because when your brain works right, you work right.
And this really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? On one side, with a healthy, happy brain, you're on time, you're a problem solver, you're there for people. But when that same brain is struggling, everything gets harder. You're late, you might stir up drama without meaning to, and small problems feel huge. This isn't about being a good or bad person. It's about the health of the organ running the show.
So let's just take a moment to appreciate what we're actually working with here. Inside your skull, you have a 3-pound piece of hardware. Just 3 pounds. And it's without a doubt the most powerful, most complex supercomputer known to exist anywhere in the universe. Kind of mind-blowing, right?
And this supercomputer, it's hungry. I mean, really hungry. Your brain is only about 2% of your body's weight, but it devours a quarter, 25% of all the calories you eat in a day. It is working nonstop even when you're sleeping, and it needs a ton of fuel to do its job.
And if that wasn't enough, get this. You have about 100 billion nerve cells, or neurons, in your brain. That is roughly the same number of stars in our entire Milky Way galaxy. So the next time you look up at the night sky, just remember, you have a universe of that same scale and complexity right between your ears. So the question is, are we treating it like something that precious?
Okay, so how do we start taking better care of this amazing organ? Well, it helps to know a little bit about what's going on under the hood. You don't need to become a neuroscientist, I promise. But just understanding a few key areas can connect so many dots between how you feel and what your brain is doing. It's like finally getting the owner's manual for your own head.
So let's meet 3 of the big players. First up, you've got the prefrontal cortex, the PFC. Think of this as the CEO of your brain. It's in charge of planning, good judgment, and impulse control. It's the part that stops you from sending that angry email. When it's not working well, you might procrastinate or make bad decisions. Then there's the ACG, your brain's gear shifter. It helps you be flexible and shift attention. If it gets stuck, you get stuck, worrying about the same thing over and over. And finally, the deep limbic system. This is your emotional center, your mood control. When it's working too hard, it can make everything feel negative and sad.
But here's the absolute best news in all of this. You are not stuck with the brain you have. That is a myth. You can actually make it better. Dr. Amen has laid out this super straightforward blueprint for upgrading your brain. And believe me, it can totally upgrade your life. Let's get into it.
It all boils down to these 4 things, 4 pillars: nourish, move, rest, and think. See? No crazy, complicated, expensive stuff. Just simple, powerful choices you can make every single day that add up to make a huge difference in how your brain and you feel and perform.
All right, first up, nourish. Let's talk about brain food literally. Your brain is 80% water, so if you're feeling sluggish or foggy, the first thing to ask is, have I had enough water today? It's that simple. And here's the fun one. Neuroscientists actually call blueberries brain berries because they are packed with stuff your brain loves. Throw in some healthy fats from salmon or walnuts, and you are giving your brain the premium fuel it needs.
Next, move and rest. These two go hand in hand. Getting your body moving is pretty much the #1 best thing you can do for your brain. And you'll never guess Dr. Amen's top pick for a brain sport? Table tennis. Seriously, it's incredible for coordination, reflexes, and planning. Then, after you've moved, you gotta rest. Sleep is not a luxury, it's when your brain does its cleanup and repair work. Skimp on sleep, and you're skipping that critical maintenance.
And that brings us to our last pillar, think. And this might just be the most powerful of all. We've got to talk about those thoughts that just pop into our heads, the negative ones, the ones that tell us we can't do it. Dr. Amen has a perfect name for them, ants, and he's going to show us how to squash them.
ANTS. It stands for automatic negative thoughts. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That little voice that goes, you're going to mess this up, or everyone thinks you're an idiot. They just show up automatically, and they can absolutely poison your day. But here's the secret. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true.
So how do you deal with an ant problem? You get an anteater. This is brilliant. Here's how it works. The second you hear one of those ants in your head, you catch it. You don't just let it run wild. You identify what it is, like here, this all or nothing thinking. I ate one cookie, my diet is ruined. That's the ant. Then you talk back to it with the truth. No, I enjoyed a cookie, and I'll just adjust my dinner a little. It's about taking back control and challenging those lies.
And all of this, the food, the movement, the thoughts, it all leads to the most important, most empowering takeaway from all of this. You are not stuck. You are the driver, not the passenger. You have the ability to literally change the physical structure and function of your brain for the better.
Dr. Amen says it perfectly. You can change your brain and enhance your life. Just let that sink in. It's not some far-off dream. It's a biological reality. The choices we make moment to moment are shaping the very organ that creates our experience of life. That is incredibly hopeful.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to take with you. What is one choice, just one, that you're going to make for your brain today? It doesn't have to be massive. Maybe you'll drink an extra glass of water. Maybe you'll go for a 5-minute walk. Or maybe you'll just catch one of those ants and tell it to get lost. Whatever it is, make that choice and know that you're taking a real step towards a better brain and a much better life.